Hello everybody, welcome to the Comic Gaming Movie Show. My name is Deshaun and today I'm here to talk about Superman Legacy. Now, I'm going to talk particularly about some of the recent casting decisions and why I am a tiny bit worried. Now, we've already gotten the actual casting for the Superman in the Lois Lane. I never really heard of this actor, though he looks like a dead ringer for Superman. I have heard of the actress because I've seen her in a few things. So I'm ready to see how this goes. Now, James Gunn has already confirmed that this will not be an origin story. He will already be Superman. Now, he'll be a young Superman, at least I believe he'll be a younger Superman, who's like kind of starting off, but it will be Superman. So I'm hoping he can really do a good job with the love story with Lois Lane and Superman, because good lord, Zack Snyder fucked that shit up in my opinion. I did not like the execution of that. Me and Seth make fun of it all the time, but it literally, the movie felt there's a dip, when they do Spider-Man and Mary Jane, or Spider-Man and Gwen Stacy, you as a comic book reader or as someone who's watched this shit, you know they're gonna be a couple. Honestly, as someone who's watched a shit ton of movies and shows, I know who's gonna be a couple before we even get out of the first episode or the first 20 minutes of the movie. I'm like, I get it, I know where we're going with this. Instantly. Like that. I just watched enough movies and watched enough shows that I know where we're going with this. I see the end game. I see who's the one. I see it coming. So, but the point is to make me want to see it. To make me want to see this romance. To make me want to see this relationship because it's organic. Because even though I know this is Superman and Lois Lane and that they will be together, make me believe it. Case in point, a show that did it very, very well is Smallville. From the very beginning of the Smallville show, you know he will end up with Lois Lane, eventually. But they don't rush it, they don't push it, it's a slow build, she's not even that into him at first, but over time, it becomes something real. Over time, it makes sense. But it doesn't start that way. But it doesn't have to start that way. And because in the comics, because I harp on this all the time, in the comics, and most of the time in most renditions, Superman and Lois didn't just fall in love right off the bat. Now, Clark was smitten with her a lot faster than she was smitten with him, but it was a slow build to something. It happened organically over time. It wasn't just, ooh, or she didn't just meet him at an ice cave, get her wound cauterized, and was like, damn, that was so hot, I'm in love with you. That shit in Zack Snyder's was stupid. No, that was dumb. Hopefully, they can handle it better in this. I'm thinking James will. But the thing that worries me is the addition of Hawkgirl, or seemingly the Hawkgirl and Hawkman, and a Green Lantern. Because it insinuates that this story is gonna be about more than just Superman. And I'm already a little against that. You're doing this new Superman. It's a clean slate. I hate to be the negative Nancy, but this does not need to get bogged down with other characters. Geez, man, I know you love Nathan Fillion. I like Nathan Fillion, but you don't gotta shove the dude in every goddamn thing. It seems like he's just like, well, I want to have Nathan Fillion here. Let's make him a Green Lantern. I'm like, okay. It's so weird. When I saw the casting of Hawkgirl and Hawkman, I'm like, what? Why? This is a Superman movie. Why don't I have a casting of the villain? Why do I have casting of Hawkman and Green Lantern before I even have a Lex Luthor or anything like that? Who is gonna be the villain? Can we get that first? It's very, I'm very, very conflicted about some of this because I'm very cautious about this. I'm not as bullish on this whole James Gunn taking over the entire DC and becoming the leader of it because I don't know how he's gonna be as a producer. As a director, he's fantastic. But being a producer, being the guy, there's a difference between being a quarterback and being the coach, bruh. There's a difference between being the guy bagging making the groceries, man. There's a whole different skill set it takes to manage the whole thing, to manage a universe, multiple films, multiple projects. Kevin Feige's been doing this shit for years, and even he has a hard time doing it. So I'm still on pins and needles to see if he can actually pull off the first few years of his crazy over-the-top plan, which includes video game tie-in games and tie-in animes and tie-in animation shows and shit, which is just nuts. And I'm just like, all right, James, can we get this first movie? Because I know he's saying Blue Beetle. He counts Blue Beetle as the first movie. I don't count Blue Beetle as the first movie because Blue Beetle was made before he was even in the fucking picture. So no, Blue Beetle isn't the first movie. The first movie will be Superman. That will be the movie we can judge him on. You can't fuck that. Like I said, I don't care what James says about Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle isn't. Blue Beetle was done filming before he ever was in the picture. But this Superman thing, and I was high on it. Like I said, when he announced who was gonna play Superman and who was gonna play Lois, I was like, okay, I don't know too much about the guy, but I've heard good things, out on the internet, and I've seen this actress he cast as Lois in many projects before, and I liked her in most of them, so I'm optimistic. But like I said, once he started casting Green Lantern and Hawk, I'm like, bro, what is this story you're telling? Because I thought we were telling a Superman story. Now I get it. Calling it Superman Legacy kind of lends itself to the idea that this is going to be about, that this is going to be more than, this version of Superman. Maybe this version of Superman is older than I think. I thought I heard he was going to be younger. But maybe this version of Superman is, well in his career. And all these members are just hollering at him just to see what he's up to. I don't know. I thought we were getting a young Superman, a fresh start, him at the Daily. I'm thinking we're getting that. But so, like I say, I am worried. I am worried about it. I'm not super worried. Like I say, I'm worried about it. I'm hoping that the Hawkman of it all, the Hawk Girl and the Hawkman and the Green Lantern of it all is just maybe cameos or something like that, because I would really hate to see the trailer or hear a synopsis for this and it involves heavily the Justice League and shit. I'm like, oh my god, dude, I just want to see a good Superman movie. And why is that so fucking hard to ask for? Just make a good Superman movie and worry about the rest later, man. That's how the MCU started. I know it sounds crazy now, but that's how the MCU started. It was just good solo films, and they worried about the rest later. And I thought that's what we were starting to do here, but it looks like James might be trying to do a hell of a lot more in this Superman movie than just make a good Superman movie. But anyways, thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. Please remember to like and subscribe. And do you share my concerns, or are you all in on this James Gunn thing to the point where you're like, okay, I think he knows what he's doing. I think he knows how to make these connective things. Because personally, like I said, I the announcement of the Hawkman, Hawkgirl, and Green Lantern being in this film kind of did diminish my hype for this Superman movie. But anyways, thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show again. Please remember to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.